What is going on, guys? Back with another video. If you do not know who I am by now, I'm That Orange GT, and today is going to be a completely different style of video, and I cannot wait to be back and show you guys what I have planned. Obviously, from the title of this video, you already know what kind of car I'm sitting in, and I can't wait to show it to you guys. But before I go ahead and hop straight into this car, I have a couple of things I want to bring up for the channel. So as you guys know, I have been a little absent on my videos, and I have been posting a lot, but that's because with the way my channel was going, I did not want it to go down that path. And that was just a decision I decided to make. If you guys are long-term followers, I really hope you follow me for this change in the channel. Only reason why I'm saying that is because I am going to be changing the content that I'm trying to provide you guys as well. I'm going to be doing a lot more car reviews and a lot of different kind of style of cars as well. And I'm going to be trying to reach out to a couple of different dealerships and try to work with them. And huge thanks to Mercedes-Benz Thousand Oaks for this opportunity. Without them, this remake would not be possible. So huge shout out to them. I'm going to put their link in the description down below. So make sure you go ahead and check them out. And I am going to show you guys their showroom a little bit later on as well. But before I go ahead and do all of that, I want to say thank you guys for subscribing to my channel, and I really appreciate all the support that you guys have been showing to the channel, even though that I've been a little absent from my videos. But as you guys know, I am back and I'm going to be better than ever. Just believe that. I have so much stuff planned. I'm going to try to show you guys as much as I can with this car as well. I'm going to be going more into why I got this car and what happened with my Mustang, and we'll be keeping this car. All of that's going to be covered up later on in the video, but all of that is to come. So right now I'm waiting for my friend. He's actually going to help me shoot up this video, but right when he gets here, I'm about to drive over to the spot, and I guess I'll talk to you guys when I get there. So a side note, before I head over, I just want to show you guys the startup of this car, and I will be going more thoroughly in depth in a later on video. At the current moment, I just want to show you guys what this car is basically about. But before I go into, I guess, further in depth into this car, let me go ahead and show you guys the startup feature, right? So I just really love the startup of this car, and this screen setup is just, honestly, it's confusing at first, but I'm going to show you guys how to use it, and it's honestly not that bad once you get adjusted to it. But yeah, one of my favorite things, especially when you put on the seatbelt, just something like so simple as putting in your seatbelt, right? You click it into place, and then check this out. It tightens it up, and I know a lot of Mercedes does that, but that's just something that I think is a little bit special about these kinds of cars. You don't really get that in anything else. Another thing that it does is if you brake super hard, it also tightens your seatbelt so you don't move. And I know a lot of cars starting to have that, but this is something that I think is like a little, I guess, cool quirk about this car that a lot of people don't know. Also, I'm not sure how much you guys are Apple CarPlay fans, but I do have iOS 13 loaded up onto my iPhone, so I am going to be doing a thorough, in-depth iOS 13 Apple CarPlay review as well, so stay tuned for that. I think a lot of you guys are going to be curious on that, because I know at least half of you guys probably have iPhones, so that's going to be relevant to everyone who has an iPhone, to look forward to that update. And I'm not sure if you guys have iOS 13. If you do, let me know in the comment section down below how you're liking iOS 13. So far, I'm loving it, and I can't wait to show you guys that. But like I said, I'm about to head over to the spot to shoot this video, and I'll talk to you guys there. Alright guys, so just made it over with the E63 AMG Wagon, and this thing is absolutely insane, and I can't wait to show you guys around this car, because this is something I always wanted to drive for a long time. I know you guys probably have some questions about where my Mustang is as well, so I'll answer those later on, but right now I came to one of my favorite spots to shoot videos. The scenery here is absolutely insane. If you want to take a look at it, there's no way to go down there first of all, and there's no signal. But yeah, I have the car behind me, and this is something that I always wanted to drive for a super long time, and you guys are probably wondering why I have this car and everything, and I will go into that later on. But at the current moment, I just want to go ahead and show you guys around the car. So I guess I can start off with the front of it. So you guys are probably like very familiar with the E63 AMG wagons, and this thing is just absolutely insane, and this is one of the most fully spec'd out wagons that there is. As you can see, if you take a look at the front of the car, as you can see, this one is fully spec'd out. It has the full radar system in the front for self-driving. It has the carbon fiber lip in the front, and as you can tell, it has like the massive 3 radiators in the front. So I mean, it's just a beast to look at in the front, really. Yep, coming on the side of the car, this has the upgraded wheels on it, and does have the carbon ceramic brakes. And if you guys know, this is a $9,000 option on the car. And let me just say, these brakes 100% work. Is it worth it? It's going to be up to you guys, but honestly, these are some of the best brakes I ever felt. One thing that really does make me a little mad on these cars, however, is going to be like this badging. I hate how they have like fake vents on the car, especially when you're paying this much money. I'd prefer like a real vent on the car, but that's just me. And then on the E63 wagon, this is probably one of the most debatable features of the car, is the rear end. Now, I'm not sure if I'm totally sold on the rear end of this car. Me preferably, I think that I'd still have the sedan, but that being said, this wagon is probably one of the best looking wagons that there is, and it's definitely the fastest wagon that there is. So if you want the practicality of like a SUV, but still the performance of a car, this is gonna be your best bet. And with the outside walk around being done, let me go ahead and pop the engine and show you guys what's under the hood. So here it is. This is the power plant of this beast. And this, obviously you guys know, this is twin turbocharged V8. It has over 70 horsepower, over 70 foot-pounds of torque. And this is just insane to drive. I mean, the torque is pretty much always there. There is a little bit of turbo lag that I can see, especially when you're now starting from a dig. But other than that, I mean, this car, once you're rolling, it pretty much just picks up and goes. So with the engine bay being shown, I think it's only right if I show you guys how this sounds. So let me go ahead and start it up and get the exhaust clip. So just finish up with the overview of the car, so I decided to come back to a darker place so I can show you guys what really matters about this car, and that is going to be the interior. So I also have a lot of talking to do about what is going on with this car and why I have it. And I am going to be talking to you guys about that very shortly, so stay tuned to the end of the video if you guys want to learn more about why I have this car and how I actually got it. But yeah, let me go ahead and show you guys the interior of this car, because this is honestly the most mind-blowing thing about this car to me. So just flip the camera around so you guys can see what is going on in this interior, and there is so much going on that I don't even know where to start. But let me go ahead and start off with the driver's door. So over here is going to be pretty much all of your seat functions, and this actually does have the competition racing seats. So these are actually very firm seats, and they are super comfortable, and they hug you in place, and they have a ton of different settings on these seats, especially for the lumbar support. But yeah, if you want to move it back and forth, you have your controls right over here. So if you want to move it back and forth, you have controls right over here. There's 3 different settings for memory, and there is the heated and cooled seats. Obviously I have my cooled seats on right now. The cool thing is, if you check it out over here, the cooled seats aren't on, right? So I'm going to turn these on from over on the driver's side. You can control the passenger seats with this button right here. This button right here, if this camera ever focuses, it says gonna say P. You click on that, and then if you hit whatever you want on the passenger seat, let's say you want cooled seats, as you can see, the blue lights are now on, and now the passenger seat is being cooled. So that's one of the cool things about this that I really think is should be on most cars. I know a lot of cars that I know. I think that's a really cool function that should be on most cars. A lot of cars don't have that, but I know you guys have been in situations where you need to move the passenger seat out of the way, and that would really come in handy. So obviously you guys see this interior lighting, and this interior lighting literally takes over the whole car. And let me turn off the cabin lights so you guys can see it even better. So with the lights off, you can definitely see how the whole interior definitely changes as it gets darker. There is literally no part of this interior that isn't colored with light. And all of these lights are changeable, and I'm about to show you guys how to do that in just a minute. But let me go ahead and finish with my overview of the interior before we hop into all of the technical stuff with this car. So back in the driver's door, everything else is pretty typical. You have all your window controls over here, so nothing really fancy there. You do have your mirror fold, which is pretty dope, and these are carbon fiber mirrors if I did not mention that already. And then you do have the upgraded Burmeister sound system, which sounds absolutely amazing as well. And it's crazy how well these speakers sound, because you can turn up the music to pretty much whatever you want, and there's going to be no distortion, and there is not a single rattle in this car, which absolutely blows my mind. Like, in my Mustang, don't get me wrong, I love it, but the sound system, you turn it up and it starts rattling. This car is just on a completely different level, but if you're paying this kind of money for this car, I expect it to be on a different level. So I guess that's a given. But anyways, back to the equipment this car has. You're gonna have a couple buttons over here, and they all do a couple different things. This one is gonna be your steering assist for your cruise control, and your I guess your pilot assist. This is gonna keep you in your lane. This is going to be for your parking sensors. If you hit that, you're just going to get your parking sensor off button. I'm not sure if it actually shows up on there or not. It just lights up off over there. This is going to be for your heads-up display. I'm not sure if the camera can pick that up or not. But there's a heads-up display right in front of me. I wish I can get that on camera. I might try to get it later tonight when it gets darker out, but that's for the heads-up display. This turns that on and off. And this button, what I find really hilarious, the Volvos have that, so I'm surprised this has it, but this is just for the headrest fold in the back. So if you hit that, your little back headrests over there are going to be folding down, and that's just something that I've seen in many different Volvos, so I'm really shocked that they have it in this car. And then this button over here is the lift for the front of the car. So if you want your whole car raised up, let's say to clear something, hit that button and that's going to solve it right there. Right underneath there is going to be all your lighting controls, and this is going to be pretty much, you're going to leave an automatic lighting most of the time, but you're going to have your parking lights, your fog lights, and your regular low beams and high beams. Moving to the gauge cluster, this is where it gets really good, and this is so customizable, it's not even funny, and I'm going to try to dissect it as much as I can. But pretty much you have two trackballs. You have one on the left and one on the right, and pretty much the one on the right controls the right, the one on the left controls the left. And by hitting like this trackball, you control a couple different things, right? So you're gonna, let's just say for instance, I want to show my music there, right? You go over here and you can scroll through your different like little, I guess, settings, and you can show a couple different things. So you have your AMG, for instance, so you can see your boost and stuff like that. Or you can go to your drive assist and you can see, you know, the difference between the cars in front of you. But, or if you don't want to see that, you can go hit navigation, and now I can have like, I guess my destination where I'm going on that side with my map on that side. So this is just 100% customizable to whatever you want it to be, and it's honestly just super insane. On the right side, however, you can't really customize it from this side of the steering wheel. You're gonna have to do it from this main screen. And in order to control that main screen, you're gonna have to use this system down here. So I'm gonna try to explain this system down here as best as possible, because this is where it gets a little confusing. So you pretty much have two options to control your big screen right here. This is a touchpad that moves left to right, up and down, and then you can click on it for, I guess, to confirm, right? And then you can also have your different little options here if it ever focuses. You got your home button. This is going to be your next track button, and then you're going to have your back button. But you can also control it with the same kind of movements over here. So if this isn't really a touchpad, you can just move this left and right. It'll do the same kind of function. I think that's pretty cool. You get two options, but then at the same time, I think it's a little unnecessary. If they only had one, that'd be fine with me. But before I hop into, I guess, the main screen, there's also a couple other things I just remembered I gotta show you guys, because it's just crazy to me. So starting off with this button on the left, we'll just work our way down. This button right here is going to be for your modes. This is for your drive modes. You have a couple different modes. I think it's 4 or 5. We're about to find out. So you just flick this down or up, you can select your drive mode. So for instance, I'm going to select it down. It's going to bring up this screen. Right now we're in race. You can hit it up one more. We're in sport plus. One more. We're in just regular sport. And then moderate. I don't know if I'll ever use the comfort mode on this car, because once you get this car, I feel like you're going to be using it for its sport function, so I think that is probably the mode to put it in. But again, people who get this car have different tastes, so that's going to be up to the owner. This right here is going to be how fast you want your car to shift. Like I said, all of this stuff is customizable in your drive mode selection, so pretty much putting it in Sport Plus puts everything on Sport. This controls the way your car shifts. This is your suspension stiffness. You have 3 different modes for that. Pretty much that's going to be the comfort, and then that's going to be the stiffest mode possible. Traction control off is going to be right there. Coming on this side is going to be your volume for the radio. You're going to have your exhaust. Pretty much you have one mode for that. It's either on or off. Obviously on is going to be the best move. The automatic start stop. People want that on. That's going to be up to them. And then the camera button. It's going to bring up your full 360 cameras over here. So you're going to have a lot of different options with that. This is your front camera. This is your front low camera. This is your 2 sides. This is going to be your rear camera. And that's another rear camera. So there's just a ton of different options that you can plus around with this car. And it's just super customizable. And that's probably my favorite thing about this car, is how customizable the interior of this car is. Because a lot of people, when they're looking for cars, they care about speed and they care about comfort and gas mileage, but honestly, it doesn't matter what your car looks like on the outside, because the inside is where you spend all your, pretty much the life of the car, right? If you're going to be driving let's say 30,000 miles a year, right? Do you want to do it with a car that looks good but is uncomfortable, or do you want to do it in comfort and style and still be incredibly fast, like mind-blowingly fast? And that's why I like this E63 so much. You get supercar speeds, you get all this technology, and especially on this one, you get all the benefits of being a hatchback. But that's enough of me fanboying over this car. Let's continue with the tour of this car. So this is going to be your, we're pretty basic. It's going to be where your drinks are stored. Right now I have my iPhone in there, but it also has a wireless charging pad. The wireless charging pad, just put your phone right there. If it's not connected to the car, it's going to be pretty much just charge your phone. And I think that's pretty dope that you don't need to bring a charger in there with you, especially if you have like a newer phone. You can just wireless charge it and call it a day. So there's no possible way that I can cover pretty much everything on this car in depth. It's pretty similar to a lot of the Mercedes out there, but one of my favorite things on this car, and I'm going to show you right now, is going to be the color system inside this interior. And if, let's say you go to light settings and ambient lighting, bring it over a bit, you're going to have so much different color options inside this car. It's not even going to be funny, and whatever you put it on is going to change the mood lighting. So right now, let's just play around a bit and show you what it can do. So right now, this is the setting called Red Moon, and that's probably my favorite one out of them all. But let's just go down to Fire Red to show you guys. So this is Fire Red, Dawn Blue, Sun Yellow. Jungle Green looks pretty cool. Glacier Blue. Color Flash, I think this just flashes a couple different colors around the interior. But yeah, I mean, it's just so customizable inside this interior that you can pretty much make it however you like. When it comes to driving modes, when it comes to exhaust, when it comes to comfort, seat settings, sound settings, anything pretty much. And honestly, this car just blows my mind every single time I drive it. So I promised I'll talk to you guys about what happened with my Mustang and why I have this E63 AMG. And again, huge shout out to AMG of Thousand Oaks Mercedes for giving me this car. They actually loaned this car to me for this video, and huge thanks to them. The link for this car is going to be in the description down below if you guys want to check it out for yourself. And maybe if you want to stop by the dealership and actually check it out for yourselves for purchasing. This car is absolutely amazing, and I totally recommend this car for anyone who's in the market. The reason why I went to Mercedes to go back and start off my review channel is because I'm thinking about purchasing an E63 AMG for myself, and this honestly really sold me on the E63. There is one more car I want to drive, and that's the AMG GT 4-door to see if I like that more than the E63, but right now, the E63 pretty much checks every single one of my boxes. It has performance, it has the luxury, it has the looks, and some people don't like the way the wagon looks. I personally love it. It took a while for it to grow on me, but I finally see the appeal for the wagon. I mean, you get SUV space in a sedan. Like, what else could you possibly want in a car? It has the technology, it self-drives. I mean, it has the looks on the interiors. I mean, this car is a stunner in pretty much every single way. Yes, it is pricey, but you still get, you know, the Mercedes-Benz quality with it, and it's still, honestly, if you pick up one of these cars, you're not gonna be disappointed. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, head over to your local Mercedes dealership and test drive one of these cars, because it will absolutely blow your mind. I have a 2022 Mustang GT that is supercharged with 800 plus horsepower, and it pulls fantastic, but from a dig, this car will 100% take it. The all-wheel drive with the instant torque is absolutely insane. From a roll, I think my Mustang is still faster. I'd like to see that hand in hand just to confirm, but again, this car is not to be slept on. This thing is insanely fast. I am going to get some driving clips later on, not today. I hope you guys enjoyed the little clips that I got in from earlier in the canyons, but other than that, no driving clips today, but it is going to be coming soon. And hopefully I can get more Mercedes to test out later on in a future video. Maybe the GT63 4-door. I definitely want to drive that next. So if you guys want to see me review the AMG GT 4-door and compare it to the E63, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel as well. And I have so much planned for this channel, and so much is going to be changed, and I'm going to be explaining that further on in another video. But For right now, just know this, that I am not going to be doing the same kind of content that I've done before. It's going to be completely different, a lot more reviews, a lot more adventures with these cars, and just exploring LA. So if you guys want to join me for the ride, again, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. It means a lot to me. It means that you guys want to see the content, and it means that you guys like what I'm putting out. Especially if you want to see more content of this car, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below, because this thing is an absolute beast and I enjoy making videos with this thing. So with all this being said, I think that's gonna wrap up this video for now. So let me hit back to where I originally started off the video, and I'll talk to you guys there. Huge thanks to Mercedes-Benz of Thousand Oaks for lending me this car. The link in this is going to be in the description for all the information about this car. So if you want to go ahead and take a look at it, the link's going to be in the description below. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys next video.